to find a nice comfortable seat. And let's take the hands to the outsides of the rib cage. So you're taking your hands not to the front of your rib cage, but to the outsides, and then up a little bit higher. And then take a deep breath in. Close the eyes. And exhale. Good. And then take another deep breath in. Expand the lungs. We feel the rib cage expanding out. A little bit further this time. And as you exhale, reach the crown of the head up towards the sky and allow the rib cage to float down towards the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, bigger than last time. And exhale, reach the top of the head towards the sky and allow the whole rest of the spine, the rib cage, to sink towards the floor. And one more time, last time. Deepest inhale. A little extra air at the top. A little extra sip. Hold it. Good. Exhale. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Let's just take the hands to the knees. We'll keep the eyes closed. I know we tuned into the video so you can see me, but let's keep the eyes closed. And as long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. We're just going to find a little bit of presence, find our center, find the equanimous mind. We're going to root down through the sits bones from wherever you are and stretch up through the crown of the head. And with this nice long straight spine with each of the vertebrae stacked on the last, take an inhale. And exhale, relax the face. All the little muscles in the face, around the eyes, along the jawline. Relax the throat. Relax the chest. Relax the belly. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gently float the eyes open. Let's take palms to heart center, just to honor our shared space. We'll take an inhale and then an exhale, and then an inhale and a big Om to open our practice together. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press the palms together. Om. Good, inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and think of just why you're here, just for a moment. Maybe make that your intention so that you can stay present through the practice. And treat this practice just as necessary as the rest of your day. We'll get into that a little bit deeper. Good. You can relax the hands down to the knees or wherever. You can, slouch if you want to, although they do say that we have the best ideas when the head is stacked directly on the spine, nice and straight, that the ideas kind of flow a little bit better from the heart through the throat chakra and up to your center of intuition, and then out the top of your head into the universe where they need to go, all of your good ideas. All right, so breath, wide breath. Are there any questions right away that anybody has? No, I don't see any questions right now. So just know, everybody, that at any time you can ask a question. And it can be breath related, it can be yoga related. I'm open to whatever. If I know the answer, I will answer. And if I don't, that's great, because that means I get to learn from sharing this space with you as well. And then I can go and try and find that answer for you, or at least some other source of some intelligent being who has had practice with looking for that answer, and I will post it on the page later as well. So I would like to start with what practice that most of us know, called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. The nadis are the energy channels in the body. of which we have thousands of them according to yogic science. What we want is for all of those nadis on both the left and right side of the body, the left and right side of the nose, so left nostril and right nostril, and the left and right hemispheres in the brain to be balanced. With Nadi Shodhana, what we're trying to do is calm down the monkey mind. And you may have heard this term, the monkey mind, before. I've recently been studying a little bit more about what this monkey mind means and how to bring the monkey mind into under control a little bit. I heard recently that it's not just a monkey that we have for a mind, not just a normal monkey, it's a drunken monkey that was stung by a scorpion. And he's just all over the place in reaction, a very stressful reaction, in this kind of experience where the sympathetic nervous system is the one that is really activated all the time. And this constant form of stress that we are living under, with a lot of information coming out of us, always having to react to lots of things, is causing dis-ease. And that dis-ease comes in many, many forms. But the yogis say that the good news is that with a breath practice every day, and literally you can bring this practice into your day, just like you would, I'll give you tips and techniques on how to make it really easy for you at the end of this class, but just like you would anything else, like, okay, I wake up, I get my coffee. How about I wake up, I get my breath practice for 1.5 minutes. And then midday, I do my breath practice. And then before I do any physical practice, I do my breath practice. And then right before I go to bed, I do a breath practice that's going to put me to sleep. There are lots of different breath practices for lots of different reasons. And I'll go over which kind are which and how to practice them. And I think it's important to know which ones to practice at what time. Okay, so Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. We have Ida, your left nostril, and Pingala, the right nostril. Ida, left nostril, is connected to the right brain hemisphere. Pingala, right nostril, is connected to left brain hemisphere. So instead of getting too complicated, just know that usually one of your nostrils is working a little bit better than the other. So close your eyes for a moment and see if you can figure out which one of your nostrils is clearer, taking in more breath than the other one. Check it out. Okay. We can have another whole class on which one's which, but now you have that awareness. So you've practiced meditation. That was it. That was 30 seconds of meditation where you became aware of something that you weren't aware of before. So for me, it's my right nostril is a little more clogged than my left. So normally when we practice Nadi Shodhana, we're going to go from alternate nostril right away, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. So take index finger and middle finger and place it just between the eyebrows. So I'll just get a little bit closer for this one. Let me just see if I can get you guys closer here. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. So index finger, middle finger to the middle of the eyebrows. And let's take the right thumb and cover right nostril. And then we're going to take 5 long inhales, 5 long exhales through the left nostril. So let's stay here. We'll inhale all the way to the top of the lungs. Exhale out the left. Inhale into the left. Exhale out the left. Stay here for 3 more breaths like this. Not any hurry. Slow the breath down. Come all the way to the top of the breath. And on your exhale, go all the way to the bottom of the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Even if that nostril's not working very well, just try. You can let a little bit of air in from the other side. That's one little trick. Exhaling all the air out. Good. Then take your left, take the ring finger on your right hand,
cover left nostril, and this time inhale into the right. You can hear I'm a little more clogged on this side. And exhale. And make it a habit of focusing on what you can do, not what you can't. So let's just try, and do what you can here. Exhale all the way around. And 2 more breaths, inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs. Exhale completely. And last breath on this side. And exhale. Good, now let's cover the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale into the left. Cover left nostril, exhale right. Inhale into the right. Cover, exhale left. Inhale left nostril. Cover, exhale right. Inhale right. And cover, exhale left. Let's keep this going at your own pace. Inhale left. Cover, exhale right. Inhale right. Cover, exhale left. Keep inhaling through the nostril you've exhaled from. And cover and switch nostrils, exhale. Take 3 more cycles of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing at your own pace. Last full cycle. On the last cycle, you inhale into the left. Cover your last breath as an exhale on the right. Please keep the eyes closed and take the right hand back down to the knee and take a few breaths here in both nostrils, just neutral breaths. Just let the breath be whatever it is. Noticing any changes in the electricity of the brain as the messages get sent from each neuron, zip-zapping around. Notice if they've quietened a little bit. The body feels a little more present. If the sounds or temperature of the air around you feels a little more a part of your presence. A little more awake. Good. We'll gently open the eyes. And I'm just seeing if there's any questions. Are there any questions anyone has about the breath thus far? Hi, Dave. Okay. Hi, Dave. I'm just looking to see if there's any questions. And I don't see any. See, because we all know everything about the breath already. Oh, yeah, I need power. Yes, okay, good. That's a good question. Prashanta, hi. Yeah, so that is one of the types of breaths, is to gain power. So now that we're nice and centered, we can go into that. So let's first find a little bit of cleansing in the body. So there's a couple of different types of breath. You have awareness breath to calm the nervous system and come into the present moment. And then you have cleansing breaths to sort of shed toxins in the body and shake it up a little bit and increase cellular movement and sort of speak to the nervous system a little bit more and sort of access that door from the inside. And then you have heating practices, and those heating practices or heating breaths can really set you up for a physical workout or a very strenuous mental exercise that you have to do, say writing a test or having a very important meeting, that kind of thing. So they're energizing the body, energizing the mind, and bringing everything into an active state where you're in fact activating the sympathetic nervous system. So most of our breath is we're trying to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, but with this one, or with an active one, which we'll get to, and sort of building us up to that point, Prashanta, so we will get there. You can in fact make the body more on it, per se. So the next breath I'd like us to do is Bhastrika. Bhastrika is a forceful inhale, all the air in, and a forceful exhale, all the air out. So let's try together. We'll try 5 times. We'll inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's speed it up. Good. Okay. So I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. Good. That's what we're doing. We're sort of hyperventilating here. So because we're not just sitting here focusing on hyperventilating, because that's kind of difficult. It's like, why am I doing this? This is kind of weird. Maybe I should go make myself a coffee, whatever. All the monkey mind, monkey mind. So let's add a little bit of a physical thing into it with the arms so that we can stay in our practice, because we know we need to be here and we know this is really necessary. I need greater circulation for my day. I want to be healthy. I want to activate my parasympathetic nervous system. I'm going to be a healthier human, and I'm bringing this into my daily practice. So let's take the arms out in a big star shape. Hi. Open the fingers nice and wide. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, bend the elbows. So you have sort of like yogi robot arms. And then to your left, turn to your left and take a deep inhale. And then exhale to your right. And then we'll speed it up. Take the Bhastrika breath with you, inhaling all the air into your left, exhaling all the air out to your right. You don't have to twist too deep, just sort of gently moving the body. If you feel any pain, like, don't move the body in such a drastic way. Take care of yourself, be nice. Use the breath. Breath is the most important thing here. Breath is more important than the movement. If you can't move the body like this, then just do the breath instead. Do what you can. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Keep the arms where they are. Exhale, stay. Good. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, gaze up. Bring the palms to touch. Inhale here. And exhale, bring the palms to the center of the eyebrows. And then inhale to your left. Exhale to your right. Bhastrika. Keep the thumbs pressed to the eye center. Keep the spine nice and straight and keep the breath going for a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, keep the thumbs pressed to the eye center. Deep inhale. Exhale, come back to your place of intention, reason why you're here. Let it be gentle, let it be kind, and let it be immediately attainable. In the next breath, inhale. Good. Exhale, gently release the hands down and open the eyes. Where did you get that picture? It's my dad's. My dad likes boats. Okay. Any other questions? Does it work even if one nostril is clogged? Oh, back to Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Yes, it does. So that's the thing. We were just talking briefly about it. That if one of your nostrils is clogged, it generally means that the hemisphere of the brain that is according to yogic science, what I learned in India is that if it is, and there is a lot of actual literature on this topic if you go deep into the yogic science books. Let's say, for example, the right nostril is clogged and I can hardly breathe through that side. It generally means that the left hemisphere of the brain, so they go like across, is sort of sleepy, sluggish, maybe not working that well. So if you're trying to activate center of creativity, for example, that'd be like your right hemisphere. So you can look into the hemispheres of the brain and how they tie up with Ida and Pingala. But does it work? Yes. I still encourage you to, even if you have a stuffed nose, to try to get a little bit of air through, and if you need to take a little bit through the mouth at the same time, you can do that as well. If you need to let one of the nostrils have a little breath so you can get through the right nostril, I need to open my left nostril a little bit to be able to get some air in. You definitely don't want to not be breathing at any point. So just try to get the breath in as you are focusing on the left and right. Even if you were doing that without the breath, you'd be able to balance the nervous system. The breath is just a tool in order to kind of anchor the physical body into the practice of the mind. Okay, yeah. So back to that monkey, that drunken monkey. They say that, so if the mind is a drunken monkey that's been stung by a scorpion, they say that the breath is the horse. So the breath is the horse that the monkey can ride, that can guide it into wherever we want it to go. So control over the breath gives you access to controlling the nervous system, lowering the heart rate, and then also that gives you access to controlling the mind, which we always talk a lot about letting go of control. Letting go of control and being able to let go of things is very important. However, just letting things run rampage like the mind in any which way is not ever a good idea. And so having techniques to be able to flow the thoughts, flow your day, flow your emotions in the direction that you want to is a wonderful yogi tool, and breath is one of those things that can allow you to do that. Okay, let's now come to a power breath. So breath of fire, or Kapalabhati. Kapal is skull, and Bhati means shining. So when we do this breath, we start to feel sometimes a little bit of tingling around the skull, skull shining breath. Let's first take the right hand to the belly, and we're going to focus only on the exhales. So when you exhale, we're going to pump the belly in. So we'll take an inhale and exhale. All the air out. Inhale, exhale. Sorry, and let's try it again. Inhale and exhale all the air out. Okay, now we're only going to focus on the exhales. Let's try that for 5. Okay, goes quite quickly. You can try it with the eyes closed if you like. Let's inhale and do 5 breaths of fire. Good. We just have the right hand here on the belly so you can feel that when you're exhaling all the air out, the belly is pumping towards the spine. So if you don't want to do that, you can just place the hand down. And we will add some movement into this as well. But first, let's take 20 breath of fires. So we'll inhale to begin.
and begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, second round. Inhale. You don't need to clap. I'm just clapping to keep time with you. Inhale. And exhale, pump the belly, breath of fire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And one more breath here. And exhale. Good. Can you feel the skull shining? Maybe a little bit of tingling around the cheekbones, around the eyebrows, top of the head. Okay, one more round. And this is the amount that I would recommend doing before your exercise or before your meeting or whenever you want to energize. This is the breath, otherwise known as coffee breath, which you may or may not have heard before. We have water breath, whiskey breath, and coffee breath. I'll get to water and whiskey after this, but this one is like a coffee. If you're trying to give up coffee, do this. It's just like a coffee. If you're starting to feel a little more awake, it's working. It works. I only teach you what I know. So let's try our last round. We'll inhale here. Round of 20 and begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale all the way to the top of the lungs. And exhale, let the shoulders drop away from the earlobes. Notice any tingling in the skull. Relax the face. Deep breath in. And exhale. Okay. We'll add a little bit of intention to the Kapalabhati, which sometimes we practice in class. It's known as ego eradicator breath. I noticed too that sometimes that Kapalabhati or breath practice will make you cold. Starts to increase the circulation and things like that, so body temperature drops. So let's just take the hands together and rub the palms together, activating lots of nerve endings. Okay, take a deep inhale. Exhale, come back to your intention, the reason you're here, the reason you're in the practice, the reason you're on your mat. Whatever drew you to spending a little more time with yourself, with the breath, prana. Come back to that. Press the palms together. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Good. This is one of my favorite breaths. It's called ego eradicator. Let's take the arms out in a big star shape like we did at the beginning of class. So inhale. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And on your exhale, take the fingertips and press them into the palm of the hand. Then take the thumb and press the thumb into the side of the fist. Keep the arms outstretched, but keep the shoulders nice and relaxed away from the earlobes. So don't go like this, or just like drop the shoulders down. Okay, so we're going to do this from here. We're going to find our breath of fire. And this time we're going to do it for 40 breaths. So don't worry, you don't have to count. I'll count for you. Take an inhale to begin. And begin. Pump the belly, breath of fire. Deepest inhale. Exhale, keep the arms. Last breath here.
Exhale completely. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, palms touch, gaze up, stretch the eyes. And exhale, palms to heart center. And hands back down to the knees. Okay, any questions? This is an Ask Anything class, so if anybody has any questions, they can just throw them out there. Any questions about the breath? Any questions? Okay, so that was coffee breath or breath of fire. It's not really known as coffee breath, but some people will call it coffee breath. In say for thousands of years, yogis have been practicing tools to self-medicate, essentially, to future-proof their body against injury. You know, you bend so you don't break. Bend City. I say like the ligaments of your knees are they have more space, they're longer, and they're bendier. Then the next time you slip on ice, you're going to just sort of like twist in a weird way, but not pull anything or tear any tissue or damage yourself and have this injury that you then have to deal with for a long time. It's really annoying. Now I have an injury. Now I can't get to my practice, whatever. So breath is in the same way, if not first before anything in yoga. Breath is perhaps the reason why your yoga is working, or they say the magic of yoga. So you get into postures, you get into physical asana in your practice, you get up dog, down dog, forward fold, feeling a really nice stretch in the body, making space in the spine. You are able to walk taller and everything. But there's this other thing that you have that's going on in your yoga, which is like a greater focus for the rest of your day. And you seem to become aware of more that's going on around you. And you seem to be able to be nicer to yourself and eat better things and foods that are nutritious for the body. And you've become aware that what you're eating and drinking and putting into the self. And then you also become aware of how you're treating other people and how you're talking, and you can start to hear yourself. And so those are all things that come with the awareness of yoga. And they say that breath is your horse that the monkey rides to get there. So it is the thing that is guiding you to finding a greater health. And in India, I think about India even now, most people don't have access to a doctor when they need a doctor. Or, even like the most basic things like shelter. And so this was created thousands of years ago. This is a science that was created thousands of years ago, and there are many texts to show that this was a practice that worked to self-medicate. And it's something that you can do every day, just for a few minutes. And so you can also have a coffee, but you can also incorporate this too. I also drink coffee. It's not like I don't drink coffee, I just do coffee breath. But I encourage you to, if you're looking for strength, Prashanta, if you're looking for strength, for example, yesterday I did Gloria Latham, my dear teacher Gloria Latham, who is out in Vancouver and specializes in Kundalini. Yesterday I did her class and it was really hard. And this is the part where we have to, we go into Chaturanga Dandasana. So we in a push-up, high push-up to low push-up. And then you're only an inch from the floor and then you press back away. And then you go back down and you press back away. But you don't come all the way down to the floor. So you keep going down, up, and I'm like, I can't do that. That's crazy, I can't. So the first time, I'm like, I can't. And then she says, focus on what you can do. And I'm like, okay, well, I can lower the knees. And then I can go down and come back up. Okay, I can do that. But then in between each of the sets, she was bringing Kapalabhati, or breath of fire, into it. And by the end of the practice, which you would then think that I'm too tired, by the end of the practice, I was able to do my set of 5 chaturanga, low push-up, high push-up, low push-up, high push-up. So, and I was like, wow, what is happening? But it is a powerful practice, and it does work. And I would not teach you what I don't know. Okay, so we have the coffee breath, and then we had the thing that I mentioned, the water and the whiskey. So this breath is very, very simple. And feel free to take notes too, or I can put these notes into a little message under the video if you like after class. If anybody would like that, let me know, and I'll just give you a little bit of a little bit of a dot point notes so that you can go back to it and be like, what did she say? And you'll have a little anchor and remember to remember. So water breath. If Kapalabhati is like taking an espresso, then water breath is like taking a sip of water. So if you're someone who regularly carries around a water bottle with you, great. It's really healthy to drink water occasionally. Just keep in mind that you do have to digest water as well. This is like something this is the breath you should carry around with you, like you carry around your water bottle. And it is like a little bit of a cleanser, calmer, for the whole body. So it's very simple. All we're going to do is take an inhale for the count of 4 and an exhale for the count of 4. Okay, Robin, no problem. Inhale for the count of 4. And thanks for joining. And exhale for the count of 4. So in between the top, when we get to the top of the breath, roll the breath directly over into the exhale. Don't pause or hold the breath. Notice if you're doing that. And just float the breath back over into the exhale. Same thing when we get to the bottom of the exhale. When you get to the bottom, start again and roll that up into your exhale. So it's almost like we're creating the circular motion. And we're going to do a round of 20. So you can take the hands to the knees if you like, or you can take the hands into your lap. Actually, there's quite a nice mudra for balancing. Let's do this mudra together. These mudras are fun, or hand gestures. So we'll take the backs of the hands together, and then we'll press the thumbs in. You can allow the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger to fall in towards the fist, and we keep the index fingers pressed together like so, and take the thumbs and press them here. So this one, we just place it, it's like a balancing lock, and we just place it here in the lap. So that's nice. Let's do our breath with this one. Also, we end up pressing the index finger and the thumb together, but press the index finger and thumb together without touching the nail. I have no nails, but if you have long nails and your nails are like click, click, just make sure to avoid the nail because that stops the energy from flowing, they say in yoga. So just touch the tips of the fingers together like skin on skin. Okay, and we'll take inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. So to deepen the breath. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 1. Keep it going at your own pace. Five more. Slow the breath down. Last round. And relax the breath, relax the hands. Okay, that's the water breath. So maybe it feels like we took a sip of water. It's like a balancing, calming breath. A little bit. Feeling it? Maybe. Okay. Whiskey breath. I'm not encouraging drinking whiskey, but if you do drink a whiskey, then you sort of, people will drink whiskey at the end of a day, for example, like stressful day, take a sip of whiskey, calms you down, calms the nervous system down. It does have that effect, calm the nervous system down. Not a good habit to get into, but aptly named breath, because this breath does the exact same thing as that by calming the nervous system down. So it's very simple as well. Very easy one for you to take into your home practice. We take an inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale double time for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's take this. We're going to take 10 rounds of this. It's a really nice one. It's one of my favorites. So we'll take the back of the wrists to the knees. And again, take wisdom mudra. So we'll take index finger to thumb. And then find a nice straight spine. Tuck the chin just slightly. And then take an inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, release the breath. And that was whiskey breath. That's a good one for really calming the nervous system at the end of your day. You can also do that one if you have trouble sleeping. As you might have noticed at the end of that, you might have wanted to keep going. You can do that one for 20 rounds before you go to bed, or just do it until you fall asleep. You can do it while you're lying down, with your head on your pillow, nice comfortable position, everything all cozy, and then do that, and then just the mind will shut off, hopefully. Other techniques too for if you have trouble sleeping. Trouble sleeping is a result of the sympathetic nervous system being too activated. So all of these breath practices essentially will help you sleep, because sleep is a dis-ease that comes along with being in a mode of stress all the time. They say that the level of stress that we are at on a constant, regular basis when we're, like, say, driving in traffic, or dealing with a work deadline, or difficult conversations, that kind of thing, is basically like the level of stress that would be activated if we were in a jungle and running from a lion. And that instead of having that really useful, that book, like, Why Don't Zebras Get Ulcers? Because zebras are only running from a lion when there's a lion to run from. But we instead, as humans, have somehow, like learned how to be stressed out constantly. And so that is not comfortable for the cellular makeup of the body. We end up building blockages, and then the cells get stopped, and then we get things like cancer or erectile dysfunction, stopping blood flow going to the brain. We get brain fog, and then we make bad decisions, and then we eat the wrong food, and then blah, 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 blah. So not that breath is the be-all, end-all of everything, although the ancient yogis would probably say that, yes, you start with this before you do any asana practice. And that takes me to the point of talking about tips and tricks. I guess I should pay attention to the time, which, you know, if you ever come to any of my classes, you would know that I'm really bad at paying attention to the time. But look, we're good. It's 11:47, so technically I have like 13 minutes left with you. It's really nice to see everyone. Yes, fasting, Jan. Fasting is a wonderful idea. I used to do a 36-hour fast, so it's like one full day. And yeah, as long as you don't have any heart conditions, or if you're already diabetic and you need to take care of blood sugar levels, you could do a juice fast instead. Just check in with how the body feels. But yeah, fasting is a wonderful idea. And I'd be happy to talk about fasting at some other point in time. Right, tips and tricks. I have a list of 5 actually that I think are really great. So if you want to build a breath practice into your daily routine, which I highly recommend, if you're like, I need a daily practice and you don't even know what that practice is yet, great. Start with the breath. Because if you're like, I don't know if I can get into like the sun salutation every day and I just don't have the motivation for it and that kind of thing, I'd really recommend having a breath practice first. And if the breath practice is the only thing that you get done, great. It's, you know what I mean? It's the most important part of your practice. If you're putting it into a short yoga practice, you can make the first 5 minutes a breath practice. If you have no time whatsoever, take 1 minute and 30 seconds. Take 1.5 minutes when you wake up in the morning for a breath practice. And one really good way to build a habit is to put something before something else. So think about what you do in the morning. Think about your morning routine. Like, I go to the kitchen, I put the kettle on, I grind the coffee beans and I put them in the thing. Or I go to the kitchen and I get my tea and I put it in my cup, and then I'm ready to, then I go brush my teeth and I have a pee, and then I come back to the kitchen and I pour my water into the cup, and then that's my routine. Okay, I do that before what? I do that before I go to my computer and check my emails. Or I do that before anything. Like, don't talk to me until I get my my tea or my coffee. So make it something you do before everything else, or before something else. So, okay, I'm awake in bed now. Before I get up, I'm going to do 1 minute of one of the breaths, the one that you liked the most, the one that you really connected with. And if you don't remember anything from this class, and the notes are still like not clear, there's so many different practices online, there's so many different videos on YouTube, and you can go and search and find a teacher there. That is tip number 2, is if you feel like you need guidance, get guidance. There's so many resources online. If you feel like you need a guided meditation to do meditation, use a guided meditation. Don't just sit there and try to think about nothing, or try to not think about one thing. That's even worse. Really just use whatever tools are available to you to really get that 5 minutes a day or whatever it is. And if you have a trigger that's connected to it, so say for example for me, the smell of coffee in the morning kind of wakes me up. Even without me having to drink the coffee, I can open my can of coffee, I can grind it and open it, and then I take a big smell, and then I'm like, I'm awake. I'm safe, I'm awake. Coffee's also a painkiller. That's why people drink it in the morning, huh? It's like actually a natural painkiller. There's lots of teas that do that too, but also just thinking, your breath practice is a painkiller as well. And coffee breath will energize you in the same way. And so have a smell or a sound or something if you find it really difficult to get into the practice.
I like to have Tiger Balm with me at all times, for example. So I take Tiger Balm, I'll rub it on my palms, and then take a big walk. And then I know that my practice has started, and it centers me and grounds me into that space. And again, your breath practice doesn't have to be any more than a minute and a half. A minute and a half in the morning, a minute and a half again at 3 o'clock when you're going to go grab that chocolate cake or cookie or whatever it is, a sugar bar. And then again at night, if you have trouble sleeping, there's techniques for you to be able to sleep better. Other tips. Oh yeah, be consistent. Just be consistent. Just if you're going to do it every day. Just make it a part of your everyday. And they say to don't let your emotions be like the stock market. Think about the stock market right now. Now is bad. And it's totally susceptible to whatever's going on around it. Totally susceptible to any slightest change. It's like, whoa. So that's the opposite of how we want our emotions to be. So I think that we need to teach ourselves consistency to really trust ourselves and to trust our practice and to build that. Once you do it every day, you'll be like, yeah, I have this thing and it's my safe place. And then you can build on that. You can start with a minute and a half and then you can build on that. And then you'll have also, last tip, dedicate a space and a time in your day. So time, maybe it's set before something else, so that it's like a trigger you always remember, but also a space where you can do that. And if that is the space, it's just in your bed, your eyes are not open yet, your partner or your dog or your whatever thinks you're still sleeping, you can even set it into your alarm. A specific type of alarm tells you, now it's time to do my breath practice. You can set alarms on your phone throughout the day, 3 times a day. Do your minute and a half breath practice. And I promise you that your life will change. That is what yoga promises. Yoga promised it, so then I just make that promise for yoga. But that's it. I'd like to close the practice together. So if you can find that nice comfortable seat again, and we'll take palms to heart center. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale. And an inhale to Om to close our shared vibration. Inhale. Om. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. It's been lovely to just kind of virtually share this space with you. Oh, and if you'd like more Lisa Yoga, I have a YouTube page. You can just search Lisa G Yoga, so LISAJI Yoga on YouTube.